Women in Medicine, Florence Nightingale and the Nursing Profession. Objectives. What were nurses like before Florence Nightingale? What did Florence Nightingale do to help the nursing profession? What factors helped her succeed? And what impact did she have on the nursing profession? Your skill would be that of source analysis. Learning outcomes. You will have looked at two sources and listed the problems with medicine. You will have read the story of Florence Nightingale and colour-coded it to the factors that made her succeed. You will have additionally looked at two sources and assessed the impact she had on nursing and write an answer to the question in the exam style. You might have completed the extension activity, which shows other impacts of Florence Nightingale, and written an answer in exam style. Please pause. Using sources 1 and 2, make a list of the reforms that were needed to improve hospitals and nursing. Study the picture and identify all the problems that were wrong with hospitals as identified in source 1 before moving on to source 2, the source from Charles Dickens in Martin Chuzzlewit's. Please pause. Florence Nightingale. At this time, women couldn't become doctors, but were regarded as natural nurses. They tended to come from the middle classes, it being seen too lowly a job for wealthier women. One such woman was Florence Nightingale. Her upper-class upbringing had groomed her for a marriage to a rich man, not a career. Florence, however, was believed that God was expecting her to be a nurse. Please pause. Florence Nightingale in the Crimea. Nightingale visited many hospitals to learn about nursing and was appalled by the conditions of the buildings, the nurses and their level of care. In 1854 the government asked her to go to the Crimea to help at the army hospitals set up to treat the wounded in the war between Russia and Britain. The conditions were awful. Half the soldiers had died in the hospitals. Please pause. Florence Nightingale's reforms. Nightingale transformed the Crimean hospitals in 6 months. She insisted on good food for her patients, clean airy wards, boiled sheets, and taught her team of nurses professional nursing practice. When the army refused to pay for what she had said she needed, she bought it herself. Her improvements reduced the death rate amongst her injured soldiers from 42% to 2%. She gained the nickname the Lady with the Lamp. On her return to England, Nightingale worked to improve conditions in British hospitals. She set up a training school for nurses. Her influence on the nursing profession continues to today. Please pause. Your task here is to read the story of Florence Nightingale as illustrated in the cartoons. Colour code the cartoon, please, according to the criteria as set out down here. Individual genius, the role of the government, the role of war, religion, and communication. As an extension task, think about ranking these factors, bearing in mind that a question asked about what enabled Florence Nightingale to succeed would require you to develop at least 3 of these into a point evidence analysis series of paragraphs. Please pause.